Thank you, Presiding Officer, and thank you to Mike Mackenzie, the builder, not Bob the builder, Mike the builder, for the opportunity to debate this important subject. And of course, in describing himself as a builder, he perhaps underrates the contribution that his profession makes to these fine buildings that we have around Scotland. Somebody has to design them, yes, but at the end of the day, it's the builders of Scotland who deliver them. And of course, the history of our buildings progressed for a very long time without the profession of architects having been separately identified and emerged. And yet the skills of the architect are clearly present when you look at many of the buildings around Scotland. I was privileged to attend Aberdeen University and went to both the colleges there, both King's and Marshall, and of course in the quite distinct and separate ways, centuries apart, they represented the epitome of good design, of architecture of their time. It is, of course, as Dean Urquhart made reference to, an absolute privilege for us all to be here, not simply because we've achieved the support of a necessary part of the electorate, but more fundamentally because we work in one of the iconic buildings of modern Scotland, created by architects, delivered by builders. And so that's important. And of course, what makes a good building is a number of different things. It's material, locality and function, drawn together in conjunction by the skills of the architect to create something that's appropriate for its environment, distinctive, effective and going to endure. And of course, the skills that we have in Scotland in our architects stem from our historical alignment with the need for education. A builder needs to be able to do calculations to work out how many bricks or stones they're going to need to get the proportions correct. And an architect takes that to another level. Think of how many places around the world we remember, not just for the people that we meet in these places, but for the buildings that we see. I congratulate Annabel Goldie on her forthcoming elevation to the fellowship of the RIAS to add to the lustre of her deputy lieutenancy. I, at this stage, have yet to be invited to be anything apart from Alan Cochrane giving me low abuse in the last month and wanted to award me something far less distinguished. I am going to be invidious in this debate. And I'm going to single out the Sir Duncan Rice Library in Aberdeen, because it is, in the context of Old Aberdeen, a quite stunning building. You turn the corner from Old Aberdeen, from King's College, and suddenly you look up this narrowing vista, a slight rise, and the surprise that you experience when you see this wonderful building glistening in the sun, facing as it does to the southeast. And, of course, inside, the space and grace that is provided for the students who are studying there some 50 years after me exemplifies all that's good in modern architecture. And I certainly know that it's too late to have any influence on the judges with the awards being tonight. I'm sure the trophy has the name engraved on it already. But if there's a chance for a late change of mind, should that be necessary, I encourage that to take place. Architects show ambition. It is a time for ambition in Scotland. I wish every one of the 12 finalists all the very best. Whoever wins, it will be an exemplar for modern Scotland. Presiding Officer.